All right, Big Tex. Just hearing that name automatically puts me on the state fairgrounds. The smell of popcorn, the fried foods, the cheers of people, and the laughter of children running around. It really puts me right there on the fairgrounds. Um, when I paint that picture in my head, I reflect on that statue and what it means as a state icon. It also causes me to think about other symbols in Texas that stand out to me as a help to our pride or ego, if you will. Bucky's, the Alamo, NASA, Whataburger, and I'll get to that one later on. Oddly enough, those logos or symbols help paint a vivid picture of what Texas entails. I thought it was interesting to read that from the article that parents tell their children that should they become lost to just head straight for the statue. It's funny, my parents used to do the same thing to me. On page 172, the article states, in asking our audiences to complicate the myth of their beloved big state cowboy, we first had to abandon the romantic myth that the production would be best served by the illusion of a sole authorial director. Now, from that sentence, I'm drawing that in order to get your audience to fully understand the direction that the director is going in, the audience needs to, in a way, immerse themselves or allow themselves to see things in a new way. The audience has to complicate their icon while still maintaining their connectivity to it, but still allowing new perspectives to enter in. Icons tie into our myths, our legends, our idols, or our aspirations. When people see these icons, it should provoke a feeling of welcome or being home. Trudeau and Vaughn attempt to correlate Big Tex's iconicity and their own cast and crew together. I like that they plan to show the Texas burning. It's a big elemental event. It definitely, when that happened, everybody's like, "Oh my God, look what's happening!" And it wasn't a huge, blown out of proportion kind of thing. It was just more of like, "Wow, this is insane!" A huge statue burning like that—that's crazy. It caused people to think arson or just an accident. Also, they said they tried to create that smell of the hot dogs or the fried food. They would allow cotton candy at the front of the register. That's awesome. That's dedication to craft. To go the extra mile really does it for me. I admire that dedication to sticking to the roots of the fair, what the smell and the statue and all that, the sculpture, while adding a new spin to it. We had the three perspectives on it. Sometimes our audience isn't really ready to enter that new perspective, but they need to be guided slowly into it. It allows them to, in the future, create that illusion in their head. Okay, you know what? Now I know of Big Tex as this perspective, as well as my own. When I think about the whole process of that dedication to the craft, I think about the time I was an actor in college. We did our own version of a play called Eurydice. Very dark, very interesting play. And we made sure to stick to the original idea. However, our director was like, hey, you know what, let's get our own perspectives. I want y'all to come up, read the script, come up with your own costume design, your own set design, the lighting, and then we voted on it. And then that's how it would come into production. And sometimes we'd merge the process. If I had an idea on this costume, but this person had a set design, if they worked together, we worked on it and we implemented it into the play. This whole process was important because I understand the need to put the icon first and fully immerse yourself into the spectrum that it embodies. When I think about an icon that means something to me, first thing that really just came to mind, I don't know if I was just hungry, but it was Whataburger. To me, it's just a place that I've enjoyed and frequented often. For some, it may be more. You'll have the perspectives of it's just a restaurant, it's the best place in the whole world, it's comparable to In-N-Out, horrible. Or many other facets. Just seeing those giant orange W's after you're driving on Texas roads for a long time makes me feel welcome and allows me to put myself in a place that, like, hey, I'm still in Texas. When people try to understand why I enjoy it and I try to explain it, it's really hard to explain, but they might think of it as it's not good as such and such. When I think of it, I think of a place that's always been there, it's always been open, it's common to find, especially for those 3 a.m. hunger strikes. Oh yeah, people love to take the order numbers from Whataburger, and that doing so, I mean I've dabbled in it as well. doing so, it becomes a part of how I recognize Whataburger and the memories that I created from it. People enjoy it so much, they end up buying shirts or koozies, tumblers, or merchandise from it because they're willing to go to great lengths to, I guess, embody their own Texas pride, I guess. Even through a flood, people will go to Whataburger. And when Whataburger was sold to a company in Illinois, people started to hate Whataburger. Like they were so upset at the owners of it. They were like, "Man, this isn't a Texas thing anymore. Now you know, you're capitalizing it, you're corporatizing it. This should be a Texas thing only." And I see what they had it. At first, I was thinking that way too, but now I'm like, okay, you know what? It has to be shared. Let's just let the whole country understand what it means to be Texan. Which brings me to these memes. I'm gonna put it up to the camera. I hope that they're visible. They may or may not be. If not, this one is a picture of Whataburger bags being strapped into the car, and the caption is, "The AC is on, he has water, and is listening to his favorite music." And then this one about people going to great lengths going to Whataburger. Only in Texas, flooding everywhere, but there's still a line at Whataburger. So, just shows the great lengths people will go to.